Here again, YouTuber Dave Lee released a video describing how the 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro with the i9 processor was just running well under the advertised uh, clock speed because essentially, in case you haven't checked in on these new MacBooks yet, basically Apple is offering a $300 upgrade to the 15-inch MacBook Pro 2018 model, where you can get the Intel i9. It's a I can't talk today, 6-core processor, and it is just supposed to be a beast. But as we saw, it was running well below the advertised clock speed, not even getting the base clock speed. And Apple has worked with Dave Lee to solve the issue, and they released this patch on Tuesday, so yesterday, and now it supposedly has mostly fixed the issue. And there's a lot of reasons behind this, but mostly you have to realize too that the design of these newer MacBooks, or MacBook Pros, I should say, to be specific, MacBook Pros, it's so thin. Apple has done such an intricate job at making these notebooks thinner that I think they actually are sacrificing performance. And it's not just an opinion, it's fact, because we see things like this, where there's not adequate thermal cooling, and if there is, it's because you have to tweak all these things, and you have to release these patches. I mean, there's only so much that you can do with a chassis that small. So with that and that thin. And so that was essentially the issue at hand. But that's actually not why I'm doing this video, at least not entirely. It's because I wanted to do a discussion about simply what's going on with Apple. And that's not just about this latest Throttlegate issue, but it's just everything about their line of computers. And I'm talking specifically their Mac notebooks. I'm not talking about the iMacs or their iPhones or mobile devices, but specifically their line of MacBook Pros. What is going on with Apple? Because and I wish I could just have a simple answer for that. But I think there's so many factors that are going into this. To put it simply, I am one of those people, whether you agree with me or not is up to you. But I do believe that Apple has lost their sense of vision after Steve Jobs passed in 2011. And I know it's been 7 years since then, but I still can't get over that feeling that Apple has, in some ways, lost their vision and lost their sense of direction in terms of their products. Because this is something that we never saw from Apple of the past. We never saw the deal about Throttlegate this week, but let's go back to 2016 with the MacBook Pros, when Apple first introduced these new MacBook Pros with the new butterfly keys that they claimed were going to be so much better, and they really just allowed Apple to, they allowed them to create a thinner notebook. So that's how they did this. And they were god awful. These keys are uncomfortable to type on, and we now know they have the dust issue. It's just a little bit of crap gets underneath those keys. They render it useless, and they had to fix that issue, and it's just issue after issue. And this is something that we just were never used to seeing from Apple until recent years. And, it just makes you shake your head and wonder, as loyal Apple fans like myself, what is happening to the quality control and the sense of direction that Apple's taking on their products. I mean, I bought the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Touch Bar last year, the $1,800 model that I got for $100 off with the student deal they do every summer, and I got the free Beats headphones. And you know what? Overall, I like the computer. I do. I like it. I would even go as far as say I love it in a lot of ways. Maybe it's like a love-hate relationship in some ways, but I love it overall. You know, but yet I feel like Apple is continuously asking we, the consumers, to sacrifice for them. And I believe it's for their profit. They're asking consumers to sacrifice. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take my MacBook Pro, for example. We have two USB-Cs on both sides. Great. But USB-C is still not the standard. It's a great standard, don't get me wrong. But people still use USB Type A's and HDMI and micro SD card slots every day. And we don't have any of that. So what does that mean? That means we have to get a dongle. Great. Not so great, actually, because dongles are a pain in the rear end. Because not only are they unsightly, but they add to your desk clutter. They, if you forget it and don't bring it with you when you're traveling, then you're just SOL. We'll say crap out of luck. And it's just not great. This is not a great time in Apple's history in terms of their Pro line of notebooks. And it really does make you wonder, I shouldn't say you, but me, as a longtime Apple fan. I've been buying Apple notebooks since I was 17. I'm 27, soon to be 28. So let's say a little bit over 10 years now. And I just feel like Apple is just really dropping the ball when it comes to offering consumers a good value for the money that they are asking, which is just astronomical. I mean, it used to be in years past, you didn't have to buy the high-end model to feel like you're getting a good value. And now it feels like you have to, because they offer the cheaper 13-inch MacBook Pros, but it's an absolute sin, a crime, if you will. It's a crime that they call those MacBook Pros. When you see the performance of those notebooks, it's a crime that they ask the prices that they do, and it's a crime that they call them Pro notebooks. And so you have to essentially, if you're going to be doing anything useful with your Mac notebooks, okay, I don't know, video editing for a YouTube channel, or something else, for your business, your job, you're going to definitely, any kind of creative purposes, you have to get the higher end model with the touch bar, which that brings into my next topic, the touch bar. I'll just show it to you just so that, to give you a visual in case you've never seen the touch bar, which I'm sure you have. But the only good thing that comes out of the touch bar is Touch ID and, the fingerprint sensor. And I think that's not even, well, it is a part of the touch bar. But that's the only good thing that comes out of it. The touch bar has just been an absolute hindrance, if you will, to my productivity. So I guess this is turning into just a ramble of how I do and don't like my MacBook Pro, but it really does go to the deeper question of what is going on with Apple, because you have this situation where Apple continues to raise the prices. Let's extract as much money from the consumer as we can. And at the same time, they're offering us less and less value. But then you have to look at it from another angle. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft is now offering these awesome Surface laptops. And I'm even more impressed than I ever was with the Surface Pro. These Surface laptops are elegant, nice machines that perform great. And they have modern features that make them feel like something that you should be spending $1,000 on in the year 2018. such as a different design, a unique design, like the Alcantara keyboards. Which I know are kind of controversial, but I think it makes it unique and inviting to the consumer to have something soft like that. I love that design feature of the Surface laptops. But not only that, but also Windows Hello, which the Apple equivalent to that would be Face ID. But do you see Face ID on these computers? Nope. And it makes you wonder, why? Why does Apple have to do that? And there's no excuse that they can make, because Windows Hello on the Surface laptop is fantastic. And you might say, well, why are you nitpicking? But really, I'm not trying to nitpick. It's just, these are all aspects of the package that make something like the Surface laptop such a great value to the consumer. And then you look at something like this, and I'm not saying specifically just the 13-inch MacBook Pro. I'm saying, the MacBook line, MacBook Pro line, 13 or 15-inch. The Apple asks so much money for these notebooks, and they just deliver a very, in my opinion, a very antiquated, or at the very least, just a, let's say, mediocre value. So it's like, it is what it is. At the same time, this is Ice Love Hate. I still love it because I've always admired Apple for years and years now, and it's very difficult to just let that go. I have no desire to let that go anyway. I still believe Apple does a lot of things well, and by all means, this is still a very brilliantly engineered machine. It's beautiful, and it works just fine for me, other than the issue that I just discussed. But, again, going into the future now, I really hope that Apple changes their strategy. I hope every day. I hope that I start to read tech news, which I haven't yet, but I hope I start to read news that Apple is going to slowly start changing their strategy and start realizing that, if you want to base your sales, let's just say you want to extract as much money as you can from the consumer, fine. But at least offer a value proposition that is appealing and make it worthy of the money that you're asking for these machines. And before I end this video, I want to go into quality control too, because going back to this Throttlegate issue this week with, the 15-inch MacBook Pro, the $300 upgrade option to this i9 processor, which is just an unbelievable amount of money, in my opinion. And then to have that happen, that is the furthest thing than what you should expect from Apple. This kind of stuff never happened. I mean, very rarely did you ever hear in the past of something like that, a performance issue to that magnitude with a high-end option that Apple's offering. And it just goes to show you that I think Apple is really putting all their eggs in one basket. They're using the resources for other projects, other product lines, and that's fine. But at the same time, they have to still, I hope that they will continue to still put as much focus and resources into their Mac line of notebooks and make it valuable. Make it a good value to the consumer. Whether it be MacBook Pro, like I said, or something else. Something has to give, because as it stands right now, I don't know that I'll buy another Mac notebook. I might buy an iMac in the future. Maybe I don't buy no Mac at all. Maybe I'll just change over to Surface computers from Microsoft. Who knows? I am buying a Surface laptop this fall because I'm just so intrigued and compelled by them. And I don't own a Windows 10 mobile device right now. So that is the plan. And so with that being said, I think I'll end this here for now. I know this kind of just like a ramble, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there at least. Even if they're kind of coherent and just all over the place, at least I gave my thoughts to you guys on what I think needs to be addressed with Apple. And again, it all comes down to one simple concept. They need to start offering a way better value for their Mac notebooks. If they're going to continue the strategy of raising the prices, they need to then say, here's a better computer. And, I'll just say this, one more thing. In the past, I think it was easier for Apple to get away with offering us less hardware because it was just overlooked. People just were willing to overlook it because the competition was definitely less than appealing. Windows notebooks were just, just nah. They weren't as appealing as they are now. But now, even going outside the scope of Microsoft, and you look at Dell. Like Dell is like the ugly duckling of computers. And now Dell is producing these gorgeous notebooks with great reviews. And, Dell, ASUS, and even Lenovo. And, I say HP, I'm not a huge fan of HP, but even HP notebooks are becoming like gorgeous designs. And they are, in some cases, half the cost of these high-end Mac notebooks. And they offer a huge value proposition to the consumer in terms of specifications, features. So I think Apple needs to really change their strategy if they want to continue to hold on to their loyal fans like myself and many others that have been buying their computers for years. But I will end this video here for now, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I don't do these like ramble videos too often, but I will be back with another video soon. And I'll be probably streaming some gaming tonight, probably Overwatch. So stay tuned for that as well. If you want to watch some gaming, I'll be live later. So until then, thanks for watching, and peace out for now.